Are you ready for the sickness? Let's get into it. What's up, sickos? I'm super excited. You know why? We've been waiting weeks. It feels like forever to get Dawn on, one of our faves, our top fave, I think maybe. We were lucky enough to have her bless one of our auctions. My computer is getting hit up crazy right now, of course, right when I'm live. But so there's a special event going on right now. It's kind of celebrating Dawn McTeigue. I think I said it right. I sure hope I did. And we have Jimmy from Coffin Comics here, as well as Dawn. And Jimmy's going to kind of tell what's going on. So without further ado, let us bring Jimmy forth. And Dawn.
Hello.
Hi, I'm so excited right now. You guys have no idea. I've been trying to hold it in a little bit, and I've been feeling kind of weird lately too. So anyway, I'm so happy that you're joining us, Dawn. My guys over here and gals absolutely love you. And of course, Jimmy, I love you too.
Oh, thank you, Billy. Hey, first of all, thank you so much for doing this and celebrating Dawn with us. And congrats on all the success you've been having on the that floppy cup.
Oh, you saw the floppy?
Yeah, well, there it is back.
There's the floppy.
So much success coming your way. You deserve it. You put on so much hard work, and you know it's great that it's coming back to you in spades. So congrats on that.
I really appreciate it, Jimmy. I really do. Hi, Dawn.
Appreciate you.
Hello.
Dawn's down there. So, Jimmy, there's people are starting to come in and stuff like that. You know, it's a slow trickle, but they will be here. Everyone knows. I have a question. Can we share? I'm going to go ahead and share what's kind of going on right now. And you guys, you can check out my description. If you go to the Lady Death store, there's a bunch of Dawn items as well as other items too. But you can use code Dawn at checkout and get some free goodies. So let's see. Why don't you tell us what's going on right now?
All right, let me drive this bad boy. Let me get over here. All right, guys, so you can see right here, it's the Artist Celebration with Dawn. Surprising, well, I guess not too surprisingly, a lot of these items got sold out within 1 minute. I think they said like 60 seconds. Some of these items sold out, the top tier items. But Brian added some of the his personal BP editions. This one here. We've got some more BP. That one's not sold out yet. A BP of the Virgin Art, holofoil. So these are Brian Polito's personal. These have his initials on there, like he do for proofs, like he do for Dawn. But so he's offering a few of his to all of us. So because everything sold out so quickly, we have throughout the day we decided to release that. So we've got some great prints here. This one, fan favorite, never been offered as a print before. This Unholy Graveyard, only $16. Amazing Dawn McTeigue artwork right here.
What are those, 11 by 17s or what are they?
Yeah, 11 by 17. These are, what do we say again? Oh, yeah, premium glossy stock. So these are thick. So they're not like paper. So
yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, actually, they're right here on the wall here. Yeah, so they're really, really thick. Great for putting in the frames. Great for just sticking them up on the wall.
That's really cheap too. That's really cheap.
Mm-hmm.
At Comic-Con, you're looking at like 30 to 50, depending on stuff like that, especially nice prints like that.
And then so some of the items that are brand new that are still okay, sold out. Okay, so we've got the Lady Satanist Naughty Edition, only $40. That's still there. A lot of the Virgin Art, which has a high print run. I think this one is print run on that. So $199. Okay, so that's why these ones are still there. So $199, and still that's the print run is $199. So these are the Virgin Art. We still have that. We still have the Virgin Art of the Naughty Autumn. Beautiful. Whoa, that's a weird face on that. Beautiful art.
I like it.
That's why we're celebrating Dawn today, because she consistently bringing in amazing artwork. it's just, folks, as you can see from the sold out, people just love it as well. All the fiends and all the sworn, and hopefully all the sickos too are going to love.
Of course, Jimmy. I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if you know, but Dawn is a top dog. Did you know that?
Oh, I know she's a top dog.
She's like one of the killers out there that I can't stop wanting to buy all her stuff. I have a bunch of like her, not the what do you call it? The proofs, not the ones that are 1 for 1. I've got a bunch of those. I can't stop buying her stuff. I just can't, especially when I go to Coffin Comics and they're all out there. And I'm like, okay, I want that. And then I leave, but I can't make any car payments or anything. So, okay. So long story short, guys, go to ladydeathstore.com. You can check out all her stuff. And if you use the code DAWN, DAWN, you get, what is it called again?
So collector cards, a set, at least 2 Dawn collector cards we have. I think we even have them for sale on the store, but we'll put them together. Make sure you put them in, put the Dawn in the code and in the comments too. Might as well put it in both places just to make sure that we catch it as it comes through. Because now, the warehouse is running a little bit slower because of all these, the craziness. So, it's good if you put it in both areas, in the checkout and in the comments. We appreciate that just so we don't miss it and we don't have to send it out 2 packages. Because if we miss it, we'll send it out. We'll take care of you. Great customer service. Just let us know. Inquiries at coffincomics.com if you have any questions about your orders. So we're there.
Yeah, you guys. So if you're getting something over there and you're checking out, put Dawn in the code area, and then in the comments, put Dawn as well, just to be double safe. And if you have any questions, again, just email them at inquiries@coffincomics.com, right?
Yep, that's true.
So sick, Jimmy.
And hey, by the way, we also have a category here, Dawn McTeigue Artist Celebration. So we have other stuff that not just from these new exclusives, but some of the stuff Dawn has done for us.
Can you click on the booty?
Oh, is that the?
Well, you keep passing it, even if it is sold out. Oh my God!
So Richard Ortiz, yes.
Oh.
And that one.
Yeah, that one I didn't draw.
Oh, so why there? Get that out of there then.
So, but
that's all. Whoa.
But that's great. And we got even some more stuff. Dawn's in the masterpieces. She was working on this one today, doing an interior, some remarks on this one. So on the inside of this, there is a white paper on the interior pages that you can get everyone's signatures or do like custom remarks like Dawn is doing for someone else.
That's cool.
But just click on that category, Dawn McTeigue Artist Celebration, or go to the homepage, ladydeathstore.com. It's all there for you.
There you go. So now, you guys, she's been live all day long with Coffin Comics. 2 things I want to say. You can sub Dawn on her YouTube channel, and you can sub Coffin Comics on
Coffin Comics TV. Yep.
Coffin Comics TV, and they're doing stuff constantly. Dawn's doing a lot more stuff on YouTube now. I've been noticing, at least I think.
Yeah.
Kind of streaming to multiple outlets and stuff. She's a Twitch girl. Like the main thing, Twitch.
I actually started out on Facebook Live, but the phone it tries to be all smart, and it'll focus on the top of my pencil and then make the art blurry and stuff. So that's why I switched over to Twitch, but now figured out that I can do multiple streaming at the same time. But at least I have a webcam set up and stuff, so it's a little. I have a little more control on how it looks as opposed to just plug and play with a phone. Yeah,
it's really cool. I like the way you have it set up too. Jimmy, if you want to come back later, you can come back in if you want to talk about it at the end. But I want Dawn to myself. She's all mine. I've been waiting patiently. Don't be afraid, Dawn.
Okay.
All right, Jimmy.
So text me if you need help. Text me, and I'll come back in and save you from Millie.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Jimmy, so much, and thank Brian for me. And let's get to it. All right, later, bro.
Thank you.
Hi, Dawn.
Hello.
So my interview is going to be a little bit different, but I thought we would maybe kind of just say hi to the chat. Let's see who's here. So Joel says sick. Size 9 says sickness. Everyone's saying sick. Let's see where someone says something about you instead of just sick. Size 9 says welcome to the sickness, Dawn.
Thank you.
Tony says hi, Dawn.
Hello.
Azrael says hi. Craig says dawn of sickness, sorceress of seduction. Ooh, I like that. Joe says Dawn is top Chihuahua. That's just a reference with my dog. I have a Chihuahua. So Chloe made her debut today, pretty much. I did a live feed with her just sitting in her basket. So that was interesting. Craig, contact coffininquiries.com. Okay. Okay. So I just want to say from me, Dawn, thank you so much. We've been talking here and there, and it's been a while, and you're here now. So I'm super excited. I've had a lot of interviews in the last couple of weeks, but I have been dying for this one. So I want to know everything about you. But I know you're tired. I know you've been live all day.
I'm good. All is well.
Okay. So this is my favorite. I'm going to show it. This is my favorite cover. Like absolutely one of my favorite covers. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so in love with everything about this thing. And I have been seeing you do so many different things that are just absolutely amazing to me. And
Thank you.
I just don't know where to begin. I kind of want to know about like you're in Canada, right? So where are you originally from?
I was born in Melbourne, Australia.
Oh.
Yeah. I have an Irish passport, an American passport, and a Canadian passport. I technically could also apply for Australian, but it's too much paperwork to deal with. So I haven't bothered. I have kind of grown up all over the world. I spent a lot of time in Japan.
Is your parents military or something? Or
no, my parents were missionaries, actually. So okay. Yeah. So I grew up all over the place. I have learned and forgotten many different languages. I forget them quickly. Learn them quickly, forget them quickly, which isn't good. But when you don't have the practice, they kind of flit out of your mind.
I'm sure you remember some stuff, though.
Yeah, well, a little tiny bit, but I would be embarrassed to try, honestly, without a little refresher first. But I was fluent in Japanese and Spanish. I spoke some Russian, some Polish, a little tiny bit of German. I had a hard time catching on to that one. And
you were fluent in Japanese?
Fluent, yes. I was fluent, yes. As a kid.
That's amazing.
Thank you. And let's see, what else? I moved to Canada about 9 years ago now. And my husband and I are both dual citizens. So we moved from Florida to Calgary, Canada. Very different weather, I'm going to say. I have 3 children. My eldest is 17, almost 18. And then I have and then I have a 15-year-old daughter, and then my youngest is also a boy, and he's 9.
So were you guys you kept trying for the boy? Is that what happened?
No, I have boy, girl, boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the oldest was that.
No, I didn't specify my eldest.
Ace wants to know if you're a spy.
No, I'm not, Ace. It'd be cool, though.
She wouldn't tell you if she was, Ace.
True.
But so I'm just gonna jump around. Okay. So first off, like in this, okay, you see her, it's her little arm thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So in every video I see, you have it right now.
Oh, the arm things. Yes.
So is that for like art, or is it just for comfort or style, or what's the story on that?
It's for art. So
Okay.
Sabine and I, we go way back. Sabine Rich, who is an artist and a colorist, we've known each other since we were 8 and 6 years old, respectively. I'm the one 2 years older.
Oh, no.
And we started using these ages ago when we would draw. And so it kind of all started when I started using like a Wacom tablet for doing, digital inking, digital coloring, stuff like that. And then I realized that it was so much easier to move around the page if I had kind of a protective thing on my hand. The main thing is, as icky as this sounds, skin produces oil. Skin is not like, paper dry always, and it can start to, mess around with the graphite. When you're working with pencil, you can smudge a lot more and things like that. So originally I would keep like a spare piece of paper in between my hand and the art. And that is something that is done. A lot of artists do that. And then Sabine and I discovered, fingerless gloves like this. So I don't like them where the fingers are connected. It's like a sleeve. So it's a thumb hole sleeve.
Yeah, ninjas wear those too.
So whenever I can find them, I buy them.
So it doesn't smear at all.
It doesn't smear as much. It really protects the paper. And these ones are a little bit longer, so I can actually tuck my pinky in, and then I'm really not touching the paper. And now it's gotten to where I've done this for so long and I wear them for art that I just wear them all the time now. I feel uncomfortable without them on, honestly.
So you said you knew Sabine when you guys were kids. Were you guys in some sort of art stuff together? Did you guys know early, or did you know early that this is what you were going to do?
No, I didn't know that early. It's just something that we enjoyed. So we would draw together like a lot, but it wasn't really anything in our life plan. We just kind of enjoyed it and always doodled and stuff.
I think that's really interesting that, you guys are both, doing it now, and you knew each other so young. I don't want to go all the way there, but so what made you decide? Was it like, junior high, high school, where you were, mastering stuff? I know, look, I always ask artists this, like, I always say I can't draw, and every single artist tells me it's practice. It's almost like a learned skill. You're not born with it. Like, I almost get that feeling from that answer.
Yeah. In my opinion, art isn't something that you're born with, because really when you look at, say, children, everyone in kindergarten that has an art project in school, their art is all generally the same. Everybody's hand-to-eye coordination is about at the same level. And I personally feel that those that kept going with it or enjoyed doing it on their own time are the ones that progress. So it starts out with, I think, an interest and an enjoyment. And those two things combined makes it so that, one person has that many more years practice as opposed to somebody else. Now, I do think that there are some things that people are born with, imagination, for instance, or just being able to think outside the box, and that's something that I personally have to really work on with myself, because I am extremely literal. And so when I'm given a assignment, I sometimes have to stop and force myself out of the I'm just going to tick off all the assignment boxes that I was given, and kind of think how I can push it further. How can I make it better? How can I bring in more fantasy? Sometimes that's hard for me, where there's some artists that just that's where their brain is always, so I think there are some things that you're kind of born with or not, but I'd say being able to actually draw and get your hand to do what you want it to do is practice.
Yeah, see, that's so interesting that you said that, because the way you put it with the hand and your mind type of thing, like, because there's been times where I've been able to draw stuff like really good, but then now it's like I can't even draw a stick figure. But it's interesting. Like, I have you can see it in your head. I consider myself someone that has a really good imagination.
That's awesome.
So whether someone else thinks that doesn't matter, but I see things in my head, things I want to do. I can close my eyes, I can see art, I can see things. But if I sit down and put it on paper, I can't. It's like a weird block. So yeah, I think it's really interesting that a lot of artists are saying the same thing. It's practice, 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 and other abilities help and so on. But with your stuff, it's so clean, it's so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I've been watching your shows. I've been really busy, but I've been watching your stuff every night, like watching something turn into something else. And like you're saying, your imagination, your soul is coming out on the paper. So you're adding different things that you're imagining, and I do agree with you. Like, people have deadlines and they're being told to do one thing, and that, it might go somewhere totally different, but that's what makes you, you. So, and you are awesome. That's all I have to say about that. What else am I going to say? I love your hats. Okay. So you've been wearing like these, I see these hats at Comic-Con all the time, and like giant, like dragons, and I don't know, what is that stuff? Do you have a whole closet of that?
I don't actually. I only have like 3 or 4, so I'm on the hunt for more.
Yeah.
I think I might have to wait and buy more of them at around Halloween, where stuff like that does kind of come out of the woodwork, because I'm looking now to try to find more of those like funny monster hats and stuff, and they're all sold out.
Yeah.
And for me, I can find some that I really, really like, but they're black and my hair is black. So it's just going to look like I got a weird random haircut someday, because none of this fur is, real or anything, which is good. But it's kind of random and spiky. And I think it would look like a really bad haircut.
That's okay.
I'm trying to find fun ones, but then they're hard to find. So I'm on the hunt currently.
Well, the next Comic-Con, trust me, you'll find them. They're everywhere at Comic-Con.
No. Well, give me a heads up if you see some.
Well, are you going to go to do Phoenix? I know they changed the date. I don't know if you're coming back. I know you're doing Sworn Fest.
No, I'm doing Sworn Fest. Oh, yay. I'm not going to make it to Phoenix this year. And, right now, of course, obviously all cons are up in the air. But yeah, even when I'm at a show, though, I pretty much have enough time to run to the bathroom once or twice and get back to my table. So I don't really have a lot of time to just kind of walk around and look at the show. But I do have friends that will go like minion for me and buy stuff for me. And then I just hand them the cash.
Well, I always felt bad. I mean, look, I've talked to a lot of artists at cons, and the older guys, like 60s, 70 years old, they know when to just say bye, and they just go. They go walk around the con. They don't care. And then they come back. There's a huge line. And I get it. At the stage, your stage, I mean, you're very popular, don't get me wrong, but at your stage, it's you want to be with your fans. Like you want, and then I heard you talking earlier about how you got a lot of commissions and you're really busy and you're trying to learn how to like stand or how to keep your head up to like talk to people, because people do get nervous when they're walking by. They want to talk to you, and some people can't talk to people, or they'll stay away because they don't want to bother you.
Well, yeah, they'll feel like they're disturbing your artistic thought process or something, and I don't want that to happen. So that's why Ebas told me draw standing up. And so I travel with it's actually a kitchen step stool. So it's one of those foldable step stools, or you can buy them from like Home Depot or whatever. And then I had my cloth that I have like this red fabric that I travel with is like my tablecloth. So I had it custom made to go over my little step stool. So nobody can see.
Do you stand the whole time, or only when
I stand the entire time?
The whole con?
The whole time.
That's got to be painful.
Every so often I'll sit down to like take a breather or whatever. But yeah, in general, I stand the whole time. But it because I sit, all the time when I'm home,
nice.
I'm not used to it. So my back will start to hurt. I don't have a bad back, but you know, it's a different way to stand. So I'll take the chair that's there for me technically to sit on, and I'll stand like a sailor, you know, with one foot up on the chair.
You're like Captain Morgan.
Yeah, I'm a little bit Captain Morgan.
Is that Dawn? You're like,
I know. So I pretty much always wear pants for that reason, or otherwise it's a little uncomfortable.
yeah, it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the subs questions in a minute. There's about 50 people in here right now. And thank you guys for joining us. But what was I going to ask you? So what was your, I'm going to try to ask questions that I think they would ask so that maybe they can think of something else. What was your first published work? Where did you start? Were you doing interiors? Were you doing colors? Or did you just get, I interviewed Sun K, and I asked her what was your first, and her first thing was a cover with Coffin. I was like, what? Or you know, reasonably something like that. She immediately got a cover, which is not normal. Right. And I feel like you might have that same type of story. I don't know. I'm kind of curious.
Well, yes and no. I did my very first published piece was with Rothick. So my journey into comics was working with JP Roth. So we also, like Sabine and I, JP Roth and I go way back. And so she actually wrote some novels and decided instead of going the novel route to start with, she went the comic route with her novels. And so she contacted me and was like, hey, I'm going to take some of my novels and turn them into comics. I know you know how to draw. You know, would you like to work with me? And I was like, no, I just had a baby. I'm like a stay-at-home mom. I'm not drawing. I'm not at that level, you know, all that sort of stuff. Of course, I was a fan of comics and comic art, but as such, I was like looking at Silvestri and Campbell and Ebas and like, there's no way I can do that. And so she really wouldn't take no for an answer from me. So we started working in 2011 towards getting the first issue published, and, you know, had a lot of learning curves all throughout that time. Then my first published piece was that in 2012 is when it actually came out. And let me see if I have it right here. I did have it. Well, it's right over there. But anyway, it was Ancient Dreams issue 1. I drew the cover, and Peter Steigerwald colored it.
I love him.
I love him too. And then the interiors were drawn by Mike Crome, and I inked them all, and Sabine Rich colored them. So me, Mike Crome, and Sabine Rich all got our start in comics on the same book together.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And then from there, you know, Brian found us, and, you know, we all started working together, and you sort of, you know, get make friends, get different jobs, but then still I keep up with JP Roth, and I do interiors for Divinica that's published by Rothick.
Yeah, that one. Now that just recently came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really exciting too. I saw all those. I saw the images and stuff. And you're doing the interiors for that too?
Yes, and I'm fully painting them. So
you guys, you have no idea how awesome that is. And time's take. I mean, you're painting all the interior. Wow, that's crazy. That's not normal. That's not normal. So that's stuff you guys need to try to get for sure.
And I'm going to send you a box of them.
Oh my God.
Sick?
Here, sorry, hang on 1 second. Wait, you're going to send me a box, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this sickness?
So I'll be sharing that with my subs and giveaways and stuff like that too. That's going to be radical. So what else is going to ask you? Oh, I wanted to know, and I know, you know, this is Coffin Comics Artist Celebration and stuff like that, and you've been on all day, and I love that they're doing this, and that I'm a part of it, which I really appreciate. But I was curious if you wanted to show some of your, remember how we did the share thing where you could show your, did you figure that out? Did you want to show some stuff? That'd be awesome.
Let me get that ready. 1 second.
Okay. So is everyone staying at home where you're at, being safe?
Yep. Staying home, being well behaved. The kids are all doing school at home.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. That's really interesting.
Okay, it is ready. Let me share it. Share screen, application window. Thank you for teaching me how to do this.
Of course.
All right, there we go.
Here, watch this really quick. Hi, Jimmy. I woke him up. I did that last time. Okay. Okay, so what? Oh, I love that. I saw that the other day.
No, thank you.
I'm gonna enlarge it, and so we won't be seen, but you can talk about the pictures.
Okay. All right. So this one was actually a commission for a man who told me he wanted the drawing for his 4-year-old daughter, and so I started drawing this more like childish, cute style, and then but I didn't tell him that I had started, and so I finally was like, well, maybe I should check first. And so I asked him, did you want me to draw it more in a child style or in my regular style? And again, bear in mind, he didn't know I had already started working on this one. So he was like, no, we'd like your regular style. But then he saw this one when I met up with him at C2E2, and he was like, okay, I want that one too.
Oh, Brian Polito's in the chat. Hello, Brian.
Well, Brian.
Brian. I sent you can more than welcome to stop by if you want, Brian. I sent a link to the email. That's up to you, but thanks for coming by. What do we got here?
So this was an interior page for JP Roth's Southern Nightgown. So I did the pencils and Sabine Rich did the colors. That is every year in November, I do a Christmas giveaway where there's usually different rules as far as how to enter, but this was a free 11x17 commission, and the man who won it chose Vampirella, so I drew that for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then this was a commission. So we're just running through my Twitch slideshow right now.
No, that's sweet.
The White Widow cover, another version of the White Widow cover.
That's sick.
Colored by Sanju Nivangune. That's an interior page for Rothik's Southern Nightgown.
That was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I'm telling you, is there a way can you enlarge just on the top left there? Yeah, there you go. I just want to look at you. Yeah, you did the whole thing, right?
I did the color, the art. Sabine Rich did
all the
color.
pencils. You did all the pencil work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so sick. I'm all about detail work, and I know you said you did the color, but to me, I know he did the coloring for the mirror, but it's kind of cool. So the pencils, he only really colored the mirror, or did he kind of add the?
So what Sabine did is she colored the whole environment is all also colored. It's just in a sepia tone.
Yeah.
And then, the parts that we wanted to really stand out, we would have in color. And that's how the whole setup for JP Roth's Southern Nightgown is handled. Is, the regular world is done in sepia, and then anything that's, kind of otherworldly is done in full color.
That's really cool.
Okay, and now I'll move back to the next
Sorry to stop
one.
you. I just like looking at different things.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. So this was the pencils for a Remate cover, also done, published by JP Roth and Rothik.
Oh my God.
That is Sabine Rich's colors over my lines for the risque version. But there's flowers there. This is the main version. This was an interior page for JP Roth's Rem 8. So I did the pencils, and Niai Rufino did the colors.
That's awesome.
Line art. This was a quick sketch I did as one of my giveaways at Christmas. This is a Rem 8 cover. So this is one of the ones that I do. I paint. So this one was done with watercolor primarily.
Oh my gosh. That is so clean for watercolor. Oh my God.
Thank you.
I've seen a lot of watercolor and that is fire. Oh my God.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry these are a little small because they're all handled for
Oh my gosh.
Twitch.
Yeah, it's okay. That's totally fine. That's amazing too.
This is an interior page for JP Roth's Rem 8. Now that angle, I drew this. I got help to draw this one because this was done in like 2013. So it was like my second year in comics. And the angle that JP Roth wanted, I was just like, oh my God, that's so scary to draw a body like that. So Ebas helped me on this one. So maybe anyone who knows Ebas's art can sort of see the Ebas booty because he helped me draw this one. And Nia Rufino colored it.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
A Lady Death commission. I did it MegaCon last year, I believe. Yeah, 2019.
So that was a sketch cover you did?
Correct, yes.
Wow, that is fire.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, the details there. I mean, you can see it. I mean, in the flowers and the hair and the just everything.
Thank you so much.
Now you have the classic. You like to do like a darker shadow on the eye compared to other people, I think. Is that like the eye area?
I do. I love putting makeup on Lady Death. I feel like her face is the perfect canvas.
And it does. It really does. I'm going to show something really fast. I'll share your screen again in a second.
Okay.
It does show though. Like it changes your Lady Death. If you see other Lady Death, all Lady Death is fire. Okay, but there is a difference in yours, and I guess in everyone's as well. But with the eyeshadow in the hair, there's something very different. The smoky eye. Pope said it right. Something. I love all Lady Death. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about yours that I have to have like every time.
Oh, thank you.
While you're kind of going through pictures, do you do like work for others? Like, is there a way they can contact you, or are you so backed up that you can't do that kind of stuff right now?
I am very, very behind on my commission list. So I have a wait list. And everyone who's on my wait list is aware that, like, you know, it's going to take me a while because commissions, you know, I schedule out my time as far as work. Publishers fill up the weeks, you know, and then I kind of plan in, I'm going to have time on the weekend to work on a commission. Now I don't always because I'm running late on a deadline and all of those things, you know, and I'm also a mom of 3. So my commission wait list is severely behind.
Are we talking years?
We're talking years. Right now I'm 3 years behind.
So how do you do Comic-Cons? I'm just curious, like how do you have to hold the wait list when you go to a Comic-Con?
Yes.
Limit your stuff.
My wait list is for at-home commissions. So they are bigger ones. They're slightly more complex. They are not like a convention sketch. So for my convention sketches, the way it works is that you, about a week before I go to any respective Comic-Con, I will send around an email to my email list. And it has, you know, the things that I'm offering as far as sketches, and it'll have examples, pricing, and then people will just respond to that email. So before I get to a show, I'm already booked.
So I hate to stop you, but so your email list, where do they go to sign up for your email list? Or is it your store or page? Oh my gosh, we're missing all these things.
Oh, it's all good. All right. So for my email list, it's dawnmcteigue.com. And right up at the top, it says subscribe. So you can subscribe there. And, you know, once a week, I send out like a little update as far as what I'm working on, things I accomplished, usually a little sneak peek. Things like that are all handled through my email list, along with, you know, keeping everybody updated as far as my November, which is kind of my big month because in December I do big giveaway. I give away a bunch of different things that I save throughout the year. So
Well,
like
you guys, get on that list. Get on that list.
Any fancy Lady Death goodies that I think are really cool, I save as Christmas presents for people. And, you know, other cool things that I have, I give away one free commission. That's 11 by 17, another free 8.5 by 11 commission, and a bunch of free sketches.
Just for them to get an idea, Dawn, what does an 11 by 17 commission cost?
$1,500 US.
Colored?
Colored.
That is a good deal. That I'm telling you right now, trust me, I know, guys. I know at that size, and that's a full piece of whatever they want.
It's a single character, generally no background. But, you know, I'll fill it with some color or something.
That's really awesome. That is really right, Jimmy?
Yes, that's.
I love you, bro.
I'm listening, but I'm not seeing what's going on here. I'm trying to upload. What's that?
Were you enjoying the interview?
I'm loving it. Billy, you got some great questions. You're the man.
See it.
It's like.
I love Jimmy. Okay, 1,500. That's not bad at all. So let's look at some more. Let's look at some more goodies. Don't forget, you guys, to sub to Coffin Comics TV and Dawn McTeigue on YouTube. Okay, what do we got? What do we got here now?
This is a Lady Death commission.
Jeez. And that's a smaller piece, I'm guessing?
That's a smaller piece. So this one was a 8.5 by 11.
Does that bring it down to about 1,000 or what?
That brings it down to about 700 right now. Really, what I do is I charge what I would charge on a blank for an 8.5 by 11, and I bump people up. They're basically getting those extra little few inches for free because then I'm working on paper that I know. Of course, with Coffin Comics, they have amazing blank paper that they use. Not all blanks can be relied on the way that Coffin Comics blanks can be relied on. And as such, I do like a free upgrade if you let me use my own paper. Not that I have anything against blanks. It's just, it's a real shot in the dark sometimes whether, you know, the markers that I use and the tools that I use are going to stick to that paper nicely.
Yeah, I get it. That's a tough one with different types of covers. I remember this one. That one was just recently. They had just the red and black. I saw that.
Yep.
This is with color though, with the white hair, I think.
That was a sketch in the Masterpieces art book because the end sheets are red, so the white really pops.
Yeah, that's fire. I have some of these. I have a couple of those.
Oh yeah.
I actually love those. Oh my gosh. What is that?
So this is part of the Divinica series that I work on. And that's done with watercolor. And right now what I'm doing is I'm getting ready for a Kickstarter, probably not for a minute yet. But I'm drawing a bunch of these goddess faces in watercolor and trying to keep it pretty loose and, you know, splashy and stuff. And I'm saving them as tiers for the Kickstarter. So some of these I'm saving, and then some of them are actual covers for Divinica right now.
Yeah, I absolutely love watercolor. Ooh, was that a commission?
That was the free 8.5 by 11 Christmas present to one of my subscribers.
Gosh, just imagine if she was doing Batwoman, you guys. Oh, it would be crazy. Oh, yes, I love the fairy tale stuff. Tinkerbell.
So
now, this is the Divinica or the rock?
This is the Divinica, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. So I cannot believe that you're painting everything. That is amazing to me.
All the interiors. It's a lot of work, but it's so fun too. So I'm happy.
Now, do you sell those originals?
I do. So right now, Divinica issue 5, cover to cover, one collector snagged it all. Gosh. Before I started, he was like, yeah, okay, cover to cover. Put me down on first right of refusal.
Oh, yeah. Whoever did that's a smart man or woman. So what about the pieces for Coffin? Is Brian buy all those from you or
no? There are various fiends and sworn that are, amazing supporters of my work and of Coffin. And the way it works with Lady Death and anything from the Coffin universe is I actually have a wait list for original art from Lady Death.
Yeah.
So generally, people will just let me know I want to get one, and then, I will slot them in. Like right now, I just finished something for Coffin Comics, and it can't be shown. But I do know who's next in the wait list, and they're just going to have to wait until it's released so that they can see if they want to keep it. So the way I work it is it's first right of refusal. So people will put their name down for first right of refusal. That's like, there's no obligation for a collector. If they said they would want it, that doesn't mean like, well, now you have to buy it. It just means they get the chance first to either accept that piece or not. Yes.
If they say no, it goes to the next person. Do they still stay at that right of refusal, or are they out after that?
Oh, like out forever?
Well, like say I say no, right? And it goes to the next guy. And that guy says yes. Then the next piece, does the next piece go back up to that one guy that said no?
I haven't experienced that yet, so I don't know.
Oh, everyone says yes? That's a good answer. That's a very good answer. I know you're tired, and believe me, I could talk to you for days, but I want to give, and maybe we can do this again, but
for sure.
I want to give my subscribers a chance to ask you questions.
Okay.
I know there's so many other questions I want to ask you, but they're my channel. So I'm going to start the questions after Lisa Medcalf's comment. Lisa says, okay, well, do you see where I'm at, Dawn?
Yes.
On the
Lisa
comment?
Medcalf, yep.
Okay, so then the next person just says they want you to do an X23 variant for my channel.
That would be awesome.
You guys, I'll give you a little hint. 2 weeks. Okay.
We'll get some light on in here.
So you guys go ahead, and there's a little bit of a lag. Go ahead and ask some questions for Dawn. That would be great. And they'll come. I promise. Okay. Joel, here we go.
Okay. Creative commission someone asked for.
Oh, there's got to be major booby stuff being asked for.
Oh, for sure. I don't really do a ton of, risque commissions. So those ones are rare and special, especially not at cons. I don't take those. But I got asked to do one that was a Lady Mechanica. And I'm trying to think who the other character was, but it was very specific. So like in general, most people will give me the character that they would like, and then they just say, draw however you would like to draw it. And I like that freedom because then I get to try something fun. But for this one, it was very specific that they wanted a frame, and they wanted Lady Mechanica and another character, and I can't remember who it was, but they were supposed to be kneeling in front of a candle in the center and doing like a seance thing. It was very interesting.
That's cool.
How did I discover Lady Death? Oh, I'm sorry, Billy.
I want to say one thing. The other day, and I hope you didn't take it wrong, and I thought about it, and it just popped in my head again when you said seance. I was looking at your little profile pic the other day, and I'm like, do you practice Wicca? Are you a witch or something like that?
Oh, I didn't take it wrong at all.
Okay, good. All right, good. Because I thought, oh, man, maybe that was the wrong thing to say. Yeah. How did you discover Lady Death? I'm sure they discovered you.
Well, I discovered Lady Death. The first time I saw Lady Death, I think I was about 19 years old. And it was actually in Gen 13. There's one tiny segment where grunge is having some sort of trip situation. And Lady Death is in there. And I thought that was so cool. And that was the first time I really saw her as a character. And then I sort of wasn't in and having and collecting that many comics for a little while. And then when I got back into comics, then there was, course, Brian Pulido around, and I got told lots of times, you should really draw Lady Death and stuff. And for me, it's not, for me, that would be a huge honor. That was like a big deal. I can't be like, oh yeah, I really should sometime, that's Brian's call, and it was way cool of him to trust a newbie artist, which is really what I was at the time.
So what comic character do you want to draw that you haven't drawn yet?
That is a great question. I have drawn Bruce Wayne. I have not drawn Batman. And I would love to draw Batman.
You never just once?
Oh, I've drawn like actually professionally.
Oh, okay. That's cool. You see the little question on the...
I do, yeah. Okay. What is your most enjoyable character to draw? I find so much joy and enjoyment in, whatever it is I am tasked to draw with. I like the variety of being able to draw tons of different characters. So, last week I was drawing one character. This week I'm drawing another character, and I love it. And one thing that I really love about working with Brian Pulido for Lady Death is he will give a art note. So something that he's wanting me to do. But even when Brian is actually being more specific than usual, he still leaves a lot for my artistic expression, as it were. He knows how to work with an artist in order to get, on the topic of what he's looking for, but then at the same time, give me room to sort of do my thing and have fun. And I can really feel that. Like, he makes an effort in that way. And from an artist's perspective, I can feel that as well. He does give me a lot of room. And as such, it is extremely enjoyable to draw Lady Death.
Oh, wait, Oh, okay. How did you get into comic art world or art in general? I don't know if we kind of covered that.
We did, yeah.
And someone just asked basically the same question about what character that you want to draw. Oh, here's a good one. And before you answer this question, have you ever drawn Jessica Rabbit? That's my question.
I have, yes.
I want to see that. Okay, go ahead. Who were some of your inspirations in artwork?
My biggest inspirations would have to be J. Scott Campbell and Eric Basaldua, Ebas. And they really, in their own times and in their own ways, have really helped me a lot and mentored me. And, even if it's just at a convention and I get to ask them a couple questions, the answers that they've given me have really changed my artistic viewpoint or my, my method of drawing something. So I would have to say, as far as artistic impact, both of them have really had the biggest one on me.
Do your kids dig the fact that their mom does comic book art?
I don't really think they care.
Do they ever go, Mommy, there's boobies?
No, they're so used to seeing my art around the house. Like, I've really tried to make it it's not like something I try to hide from them or something like that. And as such, because I've approached it as just, this is natural, this is normal, this is the human figure. Sure. They don't really care. Like, it's kind of like, oh, there's some of Mom's art, who gives a shit,
Did some of that, your kids have the talent, like they want to pursue it? Have you noticed anything that with your kids?
My youngest, my 9-year-old, is just unbelievably good. And he's putting in that time. He's putting in that practice, and his grasp of perspective, I swear to God, it's better than mine.
Oh, that's exciting. I
believe he's going to far surpass me very soon.
Well, that's a hard, tough feat, but that's really exciting for the future for comic book artists or art in general to see that come. I can't wait to see that. Ace says he's noticed in your art that you put a lot of story in the eyes alone. What made you decide to do that?
Oh, thank you, Ace. I've never really thought about that, but I guess I really try with the eyes. I really care about eyes. I guess that's the only thing I can really say with that. Like, for myself, even, I don't really like wearing tons of lipstick or bright colors or anything like that, but give me some smoky eye. And that's, I guess, just how I approach my own face. So it's how I approach art as well. I really care about it. And one thing, when I first started drawing in comics, my work was done for JP Roth, and I still work for JP Roth. She and I are very close friends, and I work with her constantly. And she really cares about the eyes, and like lashes, and they must be right, and they must be fluffy. And, you know, like, so when I first started in comics, she grilled me on the eyes. And so I have to give a lot of that credit to her too, because she really cared.
Time of Dying wants to see you do a Lady Mechanica cover. That would be pretty dope.
I've drawn 6 Lady Mechanica covers.
Oh, well, there you go. We gotta go look that up online. Bill from Economics and Comics asks, does Jimmy from Coffin always smile? That's yes. Don, we need you to draw Bill in a sick pose. If you were not an artist, what do you think you would be doing professionally?
One of the things I really considered was makeup artist. I thought about, mostly just makeup artist. That was really fun for me as well. I used to do makeup on my friends, things like that.
Like for movies, or for like at the store where they go and they get their, I'm a guy, so I don't know what you call it. But
right. Like a makeover. Yeah, not really so much movies. I was more into like the actual fashion makeup. I would like, if I was going to go that way, like I really love seeing, you know, runway fashion makeup, for instance. I really love that. You know, I like watching the reality TV shows where like a bunch of makeup artists are trying to get a job in like runway fashion or, you know, magazine fashion. I really like the whole, high fashion line of all things artistic. To me, it's just its own art form.
White Dog wants to know if you've ever done cosplay as Lady Death.
I have not, no. Craig
asks this every time. What's the flight velocity of an unladen swallow? He asked.
I got no clue.
Let's see. Okay. Watercolors, pastels, or markers?
I like using all of the above. Add in some paint, add in some sparkle, and I'm a happy girl.
Do you draw straight from imagination, memory, or use photo reference, etc.?
I use a bit of everything. You know, you definitely have to see the human form in order to be able to confidently draw it. Especially when I was first starting, I needed to see reference for hands. Whereas now I can just kind of wing it and draw hands. But at the beginning, I really needed that. The main thing is to not turn any of those things into a crutch, that you can't draw without them. So I will look at photos for inspiration, but then, you know, I need to be able to draw it on my own as well. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck when you're at a con.
This is an interesting question. Was it hard being a female predominantly in a predominantly male comic book industry or community?
I honestly didn't even know that it was predominantly male when I started in comics. I just kind of noticed there weren't tons of girls behind the table. Now it's very different. There's tons of girls in comics. And I feel, though, that like from the get-go, I and JP Roth and Sabine and all of us, we just received so much support and help from the industry that personally, I haven't ever noticed anything being male dominated or whatever. It's just kind of like, are you drawing? Cool, you're here.
I get the question, because a lot of I don't want to call them old timers, but you know, 70s, 80s, it's all male, you know. Mm-hmm. But now you go to Comic-Con, man, and I'm sorry, it's the females that are crushing it. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Favorite music? I'm gonna just do 2 more questions because we're almost on an hour here.
All right. I like, In This Moment is probably my favorite band. I like Korn, Marilyn Manson, Metallica, those ones.
And the last question I'm going to do here is, have you done a Catwoman cover?
I have drawn I did a Batman 50th wedding anniversary cover, and I actually drew Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne. So I actually, I drew Catwoman on the Detective 1000 cover that I did for Comics Elite, but I haven't drawn a Catwoman specific cover. I would love to. You could go pester Sean.
You did the one we did a Comics Elite. I work with them, and on our first box we did, everyone got the Detective 1000 with them on the birthday cake, and they were all signed by you.
Seriously? Oh.
Every single one. 100 boxes. So I'm going to let that be the last question because she's been going at it all day. I'm going to bring back our favorite guy from Coffin.
I think you mean second favorite. I think Brian Polito is your favorite. Come on.
No, I like Brian, but you're my favorite. So I'm.
Wow, that was a great. Hey guys, it was real quick. Really great interview, Billy. Dawn, you are a superstar, and you're a superstar YouTuber, Billy. So it was great hearing you guys chit chat back and forth.
I'm just a little guy, but
you're amazing.
She's the big dog.
I love you guys.
Let's real quick to end it. Let's just look one more time. I'm going to share your screen one more time, you guys. You can go over to ladydeathstore.com.
Yep.
There's a lot of different things they're showing. Right on the top, it says Dawn McTeigue Artist Celebration. There's a bunch of different things. You don't necessarily have to buy that, I don't think, even though we want you to. You can check out anything in the store, and if they check out using the code Dawn, they get some free Dawn stuff. Yeah,
and if some of these are of your price range right now, and you just want to get some of it, I would suggest like this graveyard print. It's the first time we did it as a print. It's only $16 for this 11 by 17. It's like these, thick paper on that, glossy cardstock. But yeah, there's so many. Hey, and if you want to go big baller, you can get the for $120. Get this huge print set of everything of Dawn's. But yeah, just check it out. You're gonna love it.
That could do a whole wall. That would be dope.
But you put it on the ceiling if you run out of space, so you can see it above your bed.
Jimmy, that's naughty.
But yeah, there's some of the stuff that's not even new that might be new to you that we added on the Dawn's page as well, like the Hell Witch Jewel Edition and whatnot. So yeah, go check it out. Like you said, you don't have to buy anything today, but we appreciate it if you did because we're celebrating Dawn, and use that code Dawn. You can get those free little collector card set as a thank you for the sickos for checking it out. So
yeah, I think it's only for us, isn't it? Only for the sickos?
Yeah, just you guys, because we're doing that because Billy, you're taking your time to present us to all the sickos, and we appreciate that. And yeah, just gonna give you guys and your community something special just for hosting us.
I know I'm gonna get something. I know I'm gonna get something because I want to get the little collector card. I want to use the code. I hope I'm not the only one, but you guys use it. You can get anything over there. I don't think they have any more of these. They might have a poster though. Or 11 by 17 of this. I thought I saw it.
Oh, that is a poster. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And also, if you want to just go in the search and do Dawn, you can pull up everything. Maybe it's not on that page. Oh yeah, we got 5 pages worth of.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, mama.
Good. And this was Dawn. You mentioned this was your first.
My very first cover for Coffin.
It's the shimmer.
That's sweet. I have. I think I might have one of them. I'm pretty sure I do.
Really? Wow.
Everything's good, Carlos. Absolutely everything. He said all the good stuff sold out, but no, if it's done, it's all good. Trust me.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, just the hyper limited stuff sold out real quick, but
yeah.
But this stuff is still limited too, and it's but it's done. Come on. Oh my God, look at these, so great. And this was only $4.99. If you want to celebrate with us today, only $4.99 for this. This is the Comic Market edition. That's why it's.
That's a comic.
Yes.
So they can also do see where it says unsigned comic right there. You can also click that and have Brian sign it for free. Right or no?
Yep, signed. Yep, signed and unsigned right here. You can get Brian. This one, I'm not sure. You can put it in the comments. You could try. We can see you can give it over to Dawn to sign because this one doesn't have an option for her to sign it. But put in the comments. We can see what we can do. We're going to ship all this stuff over to Canada for her to sign. And
are you serious?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. I might do that.
Yeah. So like, so if a Dawn image that doesn't have that option, put it in there. Otherwise, there should be an option for her and Brian Polito to sign.
So I think is Dawn's signature costs money though, right?
Nope. Or does it?
Oh,
I think there's a little bit as far as like just the shipping and the handling situation, because there's going to be
that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, there is. Yeah, because that's the only reason, because we have to ship it.
It's only how much is it? $5?
Yeah, for Brian.
Yeah, okay, I'm getting something. I was already going to get something, but now I want something signed by Dawn. So that's really exciting too. And I get my free little cards. Code Dawn, guys. I just want to say thank you to everybody that came, and thank you so much, Jimmy, for keep them coming, man. Keep them coming all day long. But this to me, I don't want the other artists to get upset, okay? Because I've had a lot of artists recently. I have been waiting for this one the most. I have been waiting for Dawn.
Really?
She's one of my faves, guys. And I'm gonna get one of those crazy hats that she has. And I promise you, I'll get her live again. We'll both wear crazy hats. But make sure, yeah, that sounds like fun. So make sure to sub to Dawn. You can check out her YouTube channel. Sub to Coffin Comics TV YouTube. You can check out her. Just Google her. I'm sure all your stuff is there. And in the description below, you can follow that link, Lady Death Store. Use the code, whatever you want. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Super stoked.
Thank you, Dawn. Thanks again, Dawn, for taking this time off to do this all day long.
My pleasure. Thank you all so much for joining in on this live stream. Thank you for hosting us, Billy. It's been an amazing day. I love all of you tons.
Love you too. Thank you so much. All right, you guys.
All right. See you.